Okay, dear She's, welcome back. So coming up next, we have stress management technique by Versanti, the founder and president of the Ayurveda Association of Singapore. And Versanti is also our in-house expert for holistic health. So for the very short time that I have known Versanti, she has become someone very dear to me. With her giving and nurturing spirit, her authenticity and her integrity shines through. And she has made it her lifelong mission to empower people to take charge of their own health with Ayurveda and yoga. And she has turned painful personal life lessons into a formidable mission to support others to unlock health and happiness. And now she's ready to do the same with you. So, Vasanti, please help us to move closer to achieving OJAS. Please help me to welcome Vasanti.
Hello.
Hi, Vasanti,
Sorry.
welcome. Yes. So, would you like to share what OJAS means?
Okay, Ojas is a Sanskrit word. It's actually from Ayurveda. Now, Ayurveda itself means the science of life, right? So it's similar to the Chinese traditional medicine. People have not realized or heard of it, but Ayurveda is the Indian traditional medicine. And Ayu means life, Veda means knowledge. So Ojas actually is what they would say that once the cells are all completely nourished, we don't just talk about nutrition, cells being totally nourished. The final outcome or the essence of it is Ojas, which then shows our immunity. It boosts the immunity. So Ojas is like a gold, right? It's considered as the gods' panacea, the amrit, the one that's life giving, right? So that's the meaning of
Mhm.
ojas. It's interesting you use that word. Yes.
Thank you for sharing, Vasanti. And I know that you're going to help us move closer to achieving OJAS ourselves with you being our in house expert for holistic health. So, thank you so much for accepting the invitation to be part of the expert panel for the She Network community. I'm wondering what is your wish for She Network?
Okay, I'll tell you my wish, but before that, I understand that I'm an expert here in the panel, but actually, the word expert itself in our language, Tamil language, would mean once you're expert, there's nothing else to learn. You've reached that peak, right? So I would say I'm just sharing the information that I have learned because there is a saying in our Tamil language, what you know is only a handful. What you don't know is the size of a universe. So what I know is just a handful of Ayurveda and yoga, which I'm happy to share, right? So, but thank you for still introducing me as an expert. Now, for She Network, you see, again, my personal experience is when people don't take responsibility for their health, we just leave it to the doctors. Then
Mm,
I personally experienced with my parents, right? Taking them back and forth to the hospital because there was no responsibility for my health. What I would like for the She Network is to make every woman responsible for themselves as well as for the family to be fully responsible for health, right? And of course, for She Network to go global and to become responsible for your health is also to do service for somebody else. So I have been very, very fortunate in my life. All my yoga teachers, my mentors, my Ayurveda teachers always preached about doing service, be of service to the community. And when we are of service to the community, we become of service to the environment. Now Ayurveda has a lot to say about environment because if you look at it now, the environment is much cleaner. I know the tourism industry is going to be very unhappy with this statement, but with less plane flying, the sky is blue. The, the energy is cleaner. So now is the time to take nice deep breath and release the stress. So in short, my wish for She community is for it to go global and to be of service to community.
wonderful. So now I think you can appreciate what I mean by Vasanti's giving spirit. And this is really a big essence that I feel from her. And also, I think this is also in alignment with what Datin Malinga mentioned earlier about being in service and also taking care of yourself is also doing that in service of other people. So one of the ways that useful ways to take care of ourselves is definitely being able to manage our stress level. Stress is an inevitable part of living, especially with modern days and especially with the pandemic that's going on right now. I think it is very vital that we learn to have this effective, simple stress management techniques that we can use for ourselves and share with our family and friends. So, Risanti, I know that you have prepared some stress management techniques for us today. So, where would you like to start?
Okay, first, just to mention about the word stress, stress itself is not bad. The body's physiology is such that it needs certain amount of stress, because if we don't have stress in our life, then we'll all be zombies, right? If a bus is coming towards to hit me, I won't have that capacity in me to run away from a dangerous situation. So by design, our body physiology is actually equipped to have stress. So that positive stress, when we are really excited, like you and Laura, I see the way you guys are so excited about it, that is called positive stress. All right. So the word they use is eustress. But when the stress become prolonged, right, by nature, our body is designed, say 100 years ago, to run away from animals, to protect ourselves from danger. But what happened is, after protecting ourselves, we get back to normal. Even animals, after they run, they fight or flee, they get back, they just are normal and stressed. Now, unfortunately, we human beings are the ones who are continuously under stress, right? So one stress after another stress after another stress. Now, when this prolonged period of stress, even if this one day, that's fine, but if it continues for days and weeks and months, that's when it becomes what we call distress. Right? So this stress is negative stress and does not serve the body. Eustress is also good, but sometimes you notice when you're just so excited all the time, it can also sap a person of energy. So to have that balance, the autonomic nervous system and the parasympathetic, sympathetic nervous system, to have that balance is the key to actually managing that stress. I will not say don't be under stress at all. Stress is needed, but don't be under distress or negative stress or prolonged stress. Right?
Yes. So indeed, it's a matter about being able to strike that balance and what you do to bring that balance back in the equation.
Okay, so we first need to understand that we are beyond the body. Now, in Ayurveda and yoga, they talk about this term called prana. In Chinese, it's chi. It's the life-giving force. So we all have prana in us, and I'd like to now teach one technique how to actually experience this prana, to actually feel this prana, right? So first, I will show by whoever is watching, just watch and see the technique, and then later close your eyes. And even Joy, I would like you to try, close your eyes and see how you feel. Okay, so first you observe. What I will do is ask you to bring your palm together, then I'll ask you to gently press your palm and relax. Notice I'm not releasing my palm, just press and relax. So I'll give instructions, you do that, right? Then I will say very slowly and gently release your palm and create a gap. So there's a gap between the two palms, right? So I will say create a gap between your palm. Then I will say gently rotate. You don't do it so fast, all right? Like mixing a cake. You're rotating very gently. So rotate very gently clockwise, but all your awareness and feeling must be between this space. Then I will say gently rotate anti-clockwise, right? Then bring it to the center and then bring it gently close and open. I will ask you again to close, but not bring it close. Bring it closer, but don't close the palm, right? So gently close and open, close and open. Then again, bring it to the center, rotate clockwise, rotate anti-clockwise, and then close and open. And throughout this process, I would like your feelings, your awareness to be in this area and see whether you can feel anything. All right?
Okay. That's interesting. Okay.
So for now, maybe you don't need to type anything. You just follow my instruction. Close your eyes. All right. So close your eyes. Bring your palms together. Gently bring your palms together. Now just relax. Now gently press your palm and feel the palm against one another and relax. Press the palm, relax. One more time, press, relax. Now slowly release the palm, creating a space between. Small space, slowly release, relax. Now gently rotate your palm clockwise. Slowly rotate clockwise, one palm and the other one, not both together, one, just only your right palm. Rotate your right palm, bringing your awareness between your palm, bring it to the center. Now gently open and close. Open a little bit wider and bring it a little bit closer. A little bit wider and a little bit closer. Bring it to the center and now rotate it anti-clockwise. Slowly rotate anti-clockwise, keeping your awareness between the center of your palm, gently rotating. Now slowly bring your palm to the center. Now bring your palm slightly closer without closing the gap and open. Close and open. One more time, close and open. And relax. Place your hands on your thighs and gently open your eyes. Now I know this was impromptu, and you're doing a lot of things as well, but just curious, did you feel anything in between?
Yeah, I felt this warmth between my palms. It was very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
there
you
was this heat.
heat, all right. Some people will also feel the magnetic pull, right?
Oh.
So when you have time, just go through that again, the rotate and then rotate. This magnetic pull is actually your prana, right? So when we say, the law of attraction, what you think about is what you're going to receive. The body has all these electromagnetic nerves within us. So, right? So it will. Now, this prana is what we have. And the more we expand this prana within us is called pranayama. So this technique is for anyone. Usually in my yoga class, it's not fair to you because you are now doing a lot of things. But in our yoga class, before pranayama, we get everybody to first relax. And when they relax and do this, it's just amazing the feedback that I receive from some students. They say they can even feel like a ball, right?
Mm.
I tried this on a young teenager. He said, I could feel a ball. Can I use this to kill my sister?
Oh gosh.
I said, no. But it's so cute to see when you teach this to different people. But this is basically an indication that we all have prana. And when you can feel this, you're already coming to a state of relaxation. That's one technique that I would really like people to try. Right?
What I did notice was I felt quite interesting. Like in the beginning, when you asked me to move my hands further away and closer together, and I noticed that my eyes, even though my eyes were closed, my eyes was kind of following my hands, and it was also sometimes fluttering as a result of following my hands. And as a hypnotherapist, we do that as well. Right? We induced our clients into that relaxed state. So it reminded me of that phase in the hypnotherapy process. It felt very similar.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I need to find out more about you on that. Right? That's very interesting. Okay. So this is actually to kind of verify to any person within themselves that yes, you know what, there is prana, all right? And I was told recently that one of the universities in Korea is actually come up with a technology to prove the existence of meridians, right? So in Ayurveda also, we talk about Ayurveda and yoga, we talk about prana. The pranas can get blocked. Right? So we have channels, thousands of channels all over our body, and it's called nadis. And these nadis carry the prana. Now, the prana can get blocked when there's grief, right? Grief is also stress. Prana can get blocked when a person is stressed, when they are angry, when they are frustrated. All these will lead to what we call the stress. In the physiological level, we can see the heart is beating fast, the blood is rushing to a particular part. But at the subtle level, so Ayurveda and yoga talk about the subtle body. At the subtle level, these prana, these nadis, the channels get blocked. Now, when they get blocked, long term, they lead to stagnation. Right? So when they lead to all kind of stagnation, the prana is not able to move freely all over, then we can lead, it manifests in the body at a later stage. So Ayurveda talks about 6 stages of disease. Now, at the first 4 stages, the prana is moving. Prana is actually life-giving force. But the doshas, or the invisible force that's supposed to allow the body to keep the body, to support the body, is not doing, it's not doing its work at its peak. That's because we are under stress, right? So another technique that will help what they call balance these nadis, cleanse the nadis, right, on a regular basis, and open up all the channel is nadi shodhana, right? Nadi is channels, invisible channel. Shodhana is what you call cleansing, right? So cleansing this channel with breathing technique. So there are so many breathing technique. Now the difference between breathing and pranayama is that pranayama is done with consciousness. Now breathing, I'm doing some work and all, but I'm still breathing. I'm not aware. I'm not conscious of my breathing. In pranayama, I'm very conscious. I'm inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. So that is pranayama, expanding my prana. Now you'll notice that when we are sleeping, we are not conscious of our breathing, right? So the prana in our body is actually sustaining all the organs, sustaining the sleep, sustaining a lot, rejuvenating us. So sleep is Ayurveda's 3rd pillar. Ayurveda talks about 3 pillars of life: diet, lifestyle, and sleep, right? So these 3 are like tripod holding the body: diet, lifestyle, sleep. So sleep is the most important, and when we don't sleep, you will start seeing a lot of issues manifesting in the body, including with diet and lifestyle. So stress management there are so many techniques that we can do physically, we can do for the prana, we can do mentally as well. So one technique of balancing the prana is called pranayama, alternate nostril breathing. And Nadi Shodhana is actually inhaling through your left nostril, exhaling through the right, inhaling through the right, exhaling through the left, right? So this becomes one cycle. What happens is it balances the autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Now, where I learned yoga, I'm very fortunate. The leader there was actually a scientist from NASA, right? So from a scientist from NASA, he then went out to start Vyasa, right? The yoga school in Bangalore. And I remember very clearly, and again, I was very fortunate. I learned from him directly in 1995. So there was a small group of us back in 1995. Now the university has become so big, and to sit down and speak to him, there's like thousands of people there. Anyway, we asked him in our class, why from NASA to a yoga center? And he says, not just me, but he told us, science is wonderful, it's fantastic, but it has its limitation. Yoga, you can go beyond. You can understand the prana. You can understand all this, right? With a different level of understanding. And in that school, they used to do a lot of research. And this Nadi Shodhana is one of the research that they have done many times, right? That also now this particular technique is taught in John Hopkins Cancer Hospital, right? So ladies who are going through cancer treatment, they also teach this pranayama technique, not necessarily to remove the cancer, but to add quality to your life, right? So sometimes we are going through COVID, it's already happening, people are stressed, but it's about not removing COVID. It's not about removing certain illness, even though long term it can. It is about giving you quality life, at least if the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system is balanced. Now, would you like me to teach the technique?
Yes, please.
Okay. So this one, first I will show, and then whoever is watching can observe, and then after that I will then give instruction and they can practice together with me, right? So the first step is to exhale completely from both nostrils. So this is the sign I use for my students generally. Exhale completely. Then positioning the hand, the thumb and the fourth finger. Thumb will close the right nostril, fourth finger will close the left nostril, just gently pressing this flap here, very gently to close it, right? You don't press all the way or like that, Whole process of pranayama is about being relaxed. So gently press, press. So this is how it becomes alternate. So when this is released, then this part, right? You can see here is the space for me to move in and out. When this is blocked, this is the space for me to move in and out. So alternate, I will be inhaling and then exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. So the instruction I'll give is relax, breathe from both nostrils, close your left, close your right, open your left, right? Then inhale from left, close left, open right, exhale from right. Inhale from right, close right, open left, exhale from left. So that becomes one cycle. All right? So I'm going to start now. All right? So relax. So whoever is the audience, they can watch it. Just relax. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your heart center. Breathe normally. Now take a deep breath in. Exhale completely from both nostrils. Again, inhale. Exhale from both nostrils. One more time. Inhale. Exhale from both nostrils. Position your hand. Now using your thumb, close your right nostril. Inhale from left. Slow, deep breathing. Close your left, open your right. Exhale from right. Inhale from right. Close right, open left, exhale from left. This is one cycle. Again, inhale from left. Close left, open right, exhale from right. Inhale from right. Close right, open left, exhale from left. So this is two cycles. Now, if people are practicing this on a regular basis, they actually will see their stress level coming down, right? So ideally, you should do it on an empty stomach. Not ideally, it's a must. Because every time you do pranayama, your metabolic rate slows down. Why the metabolic rate slows down? It's because the body is filling up with prana. Prana is energy. When I have energy, the body needs energy through food, right? When there's enough energy, I don't need that food. The stomach doesn't have to work. So you're getting that energy through pranayama. So when the metabolic rate goes down, it's better not to have food in the stomach. Otherwise, the food won't get digested. So on an empty stomach, we practice this pranayama called alternate nostril breathing or Nadi Shodhana. It's excellent as a stress reliever. The breathing has to be slow, deep, and regulated. That's the key. Slow, deep, regulated. No jerks, and must be continuous. Don't hold the breath. Yes, some schools teach how to hold the breath, but there's a reason behind it. When you're doing it on your own, you don't have a teacher to first guide you. Best to do it without holding the breath. Because according to yoga, pranayama done correctly can cure disease. Pranayama done wrongly can create disease. So please do not hold the breath. All right? Be very relaxed. Sit in a very straight posture. The back must be straight. Neck should not be sloping down or up. Neck should also be straight. Shoulders collapse and relax. Right? The feet should be flat on the ground, like that, not pointing down, should be flat on the ground. All right. So these are some pointers that they need to remember. And when they are practicing this, it's very, very important that they be very relaxed and bring their awareness and observation to the breathing. The mind will wander, bring it back. The mind wanders, bring it back. Right? So constantly bring the awareness to the breath. Feel the cool air going in, the warm air coming out. This is when the mind that is really very tired and stressed can actually slowly come to an alignment. Yoga is called alignment of mind, body, and spirit.
Hey, so that's very useful tips, and this is definitely my favorite breathing technique, alternate nostril breathing. After our session on Friday with Self Care Friday, so I upped my game a little bit. So from the daily 3 rounds, I started on my daily 5 rounds. So let's see how long I need to go to 27 rounds, as you mentioned, as the ideal number of rounds.
Yeah, but even let's say you can just do 9. 27 was done for research. Let's say you can even do up to from 5, then slowly move up, then it becomes like a quantum leap. The key, like I said, is must be in awareness. If I'm just doing this and I'm thinking, okay, now what shall I cook for dinner? What shall I do this? The thoughts are elsewhere. It's not going to help, right? It has to be in full awareness. So better to do 3 with full awareness than 10 with thoughts elsewhere.
Definitely. Today was the first time I woke up, and it was the first thing I did in preparation of a hectic day where I have to be very alert. So I did 5 rounds of that. Quite happy with it. Baby steps.
Good, baby step. This technique, I teach some of the students. Taiwan is one place that I go regularly, and I teach some of the students in a hospital. And many of them have found useful value in this one particular pranayama alone. So that's why it's called the mother of all pranayamas, because there's no contraindication at all. It balances both sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system. It enhances EQ and IQ. It enhances ojas, right? So it cleanses the channels. It generally helps reduce stress. I mean, there are just numerous benefits for this particular pranayama.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Vasanti. I think you have another technique to share.
Okay, so this is called awareness technique as well. So when you're sitting in the train and all, just to become more aware of the body muscles in the body, right? So when we are very stressed and tight, the muscles all tend to become very tight. That's because the blood is flowing and a lot of tightness is happening. So what we do is generally close the eyes and bring the awareness to the forehead. This is also a very good beauty technique. All right. So bringing the awareness to the forehead and then relaxing the muscles without moving. So just by bringing the awareness. Now it's interesting, in one of my talk, a young guy came up to me. My heart really reached out to him, and he asked, how do you bring your awareness to that place? I don't understand. That only shows people are so external, always on the TV, on the computer game, that they can't even bring that awareness. So one way is by first placing your hand on your forehead. Then I can feel my fingers on my forehead, right? Then I gently remove my fingers. I still can feel that area in my forehead. That's what is bringing your awareness there. So just first, if you don't know how to, just bring, then slowly remove, but keeping the awareness. Feel that fingers there. So that's the forehead. So gently, we say bring your awareness to your forehead. So whoever's watching, I'll just do it live, right? So close your eyes. This might be good for you too. A good relaxation for your, for your next session. So close your eyes. Take a deep breath.
Okay.
Slowly inhale and exhale. Gently bring your awareness to your forehead. Relax your forehead. Feel that every cell in your forehead is totally relaxed and healthy. Slowly and gently bring your awareness to your temple region. Release all the stress accumulated in your temple and relax. Gently bring your awareness to your eyes and relax your eyes. Go deep within your eyes and relax your eye muscles. Relax your eyeballs. Relax your eyelid, upper eyelid and lower eyelid. Relax your whole eyes. Slowly and gently bring your awareness to your nose. Relax your nose, your left nostril, right nostril. Relax your whole nose. Gently bring your awareness to your cheek. Relax your cheek. Feel that every cell in your cheek is totally relaxed and healthy. Slowly bring your awareness to your lips and relax your lips. Go deep into your mouth and relax your mouth, your tongue, teeth, your whole mouth. Gently bring your awareness to your chin and relax your chin. Relax your jaws. Release all the stress accumulated in your jaws and relax. Slowly bring your awareness to your ears and relax your ears. Left ear, right ear, relax both. Relax the left side of your head. Relax the top of your head. Relax the back of your head. Relax your whole head. Gently with your awareness, go within your head, deep within your head and relax your brains. Feel that every cell in your brain is totally relaxed and healthy. All the glands are working wonderfully. You're feeling very grateful and thankful. Feel the gratitude. You're feeling so thankful for a very relaxed body. Now slowly open your eyes with a few blinks. Okay. So this is called relaxation technique, just relaxing. We call this deep relaxation technique. Usually the students will lie flat on the ground and we relax all the way from toes to the head, and the whole process takes about 20 minutes. But this is what you call scanning, just very becoming aware of the different parts and then relaxing it. So this short technique you can practice while sitting in the train or just before next session, just very quickly. You can do fast, you can do slow. So some cancer patients, again, to give quality life, we do this for nearly 45 minutes, right? So it really depends on the customized approach. So we can go deep into the organs or we just scan on the muscle itself. So this is the third technique that I wanted to share.
Beautiful. Okay, wow, that's definitely three very handy technique that you can use for practically anywhere, like you say, on the train. I would imagine even if you are queuing up to pay for something, you can do it. Simple things like the relaxing techniques, and I remember doing the body scan and being taught the body scan too during my mindfulness unit when I was doing my positive psychology. So the body scan is definitely a very handy tool to use. Alternate nostril is very empowering because you are working on your prana, you're working on the breathing technique, and as Vasanthi like to say, that's like breathing in the, if I remember correctly, breathing in the intelligence from the universe. I think that's really very powerful.
Yeah, just to let you know, this deep relaxation technique in yoga, it's called yoga nidra. Nidra means sleep. Nidra.
Oh, yes, I've heard of that.
Yeah. So yoga nidra is a deep relaxation technique. You are actually in deep sleep, but you're not sleeping. You're fully aware. So
Mm.
that's called yoga nidra. So this technique I learned from the yoga school. I know so many others have now taken it and call it different names. They have
Mm.
incorporated, but traditionally it was, I learned this back in 1995 in from my yoga teachers, and it's taught in the many yoga school, classical yoga as well. So the word is called yoga nidra. And a very powerful technique also that we learn is the choice of words we use. So let's say I'm stressed. Instead of saying I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, we say the body is stressed. Right. So if you call me and you say, Vasanti, how are you doing? I heard you're very stressed. Then I'll say, yes, Joy, actually my body is going through a lot of stress. When you have that detachment, you don't feel too involved in that stress. You don't say, I am angry. We say the mind is angry, right? So in our language, our Tamil language, the word we use is the stomach is hungry, the mind is angry, the mind is sad. We never say I am sad, right? So that sense of that gives the body is stressed. It's sense of, you don't feel even more down. I don't know if you've ever tried, but in my class, when we have time, we tell them that, instead of make this a conscious word, right? Become very conscious of the choice of words you use, and then you will start seeing that there will be less, like my body's, I've got a terrible headache, or my body has a headache. So having that distinction will also relax the body.
Mm. So for feelings wise, instead of saying I am sad, what should we say?
My mind is sad, because your soul never gets sad, right? So the sadness is, from an Ayurveda yoga standpoint, all this anger, sadness is what they call external disease, only because when we are baby we are never angry. It is something external. You must have an external trigger. Even happiness is an external trigger. If I say, Joy, become happy now, become happy now, you need to think of something to become happy. Angry, something, an incident or person has to make me angry. So it is an external trigger. In that sense, this in Ayurveda and yoga, it's always called an external disease. So an external trigger affects me, goes through my mind, goes past my intellect, clouds my intellect, and then goes into my emotion and I react. But it happens in a second, right? So the choice of word is, my mind is angry, my mind is sad. Never, never ever say I am depressed. My mind is right now depressed. Give me some time. I will come back to you. My mind is depressed. Give me some time. I need to reevaluate things. So that sense of gives that objectiveness, and from my true self, I can see what is bothering me rather than getting so meshed up in it and not being able to come out and detangle.
Wow, so that will take some getting used to. So instead of saying I am sad, saying my mind is sad. Wow. So this is something that we need to work on, because it's not in our culture to say that when it comes to the English language. But definitely, I think that differentiation is powerful, because when you don't differentiate, that's when depression sets in.
Yeah, I'm very curious to know, in Chinese language, I don't know how good you are at Chinese, what is the original language you use? You see, now Tamil has changed, and sometimes in Tamil they say I am sad. But originally it is always my mind is sad,
Mm.
my mind is confused. It's very interesting, because I always say, to express Sanskrit, Ayurveda and yoga in English is very limiting, right? So
Mm.
when I go back to the original, it's always very interesting. I would love to know the Malays, how do they say? What is the original language to say when a person is sad? Do they distinguish the mind from that sadness, or is it part and parcel of me?
Well, the Mandarin that I grew up with pretty much is similar, saying I am sad. So I'm not sure about the origin. That I guess we have to activate my grandmother or someone, or the someone who is watching right now know the answer to that, because to me the Chinese is very similar. We take on identity of the feelings. We say I am angry, I am sad. Yes.
Mm.
So I'm also very curious whether for the Africans, how are they in terms of languaging and emotions? So at this point, I think I'm going to bring in Laura, who might be able to shed some light on this. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hello, hi Basanti, hi Joy. Well, that's a very interesting question. I'm I'm just thinking about I think the language structure, because it's almost like the way that we say I feel is like if I translated literally, it would be like I am hearing. So I thought that was an interesting question. So it's like I'm hearing this feeling. So that's
Ah,
what I'm
Oh, I am hearing
wow.
this feeling. Wow,
So yeah,
interesting.
something like that. So yeah, so
Oh,
someone will probably correct me since I haven't really been immersed in that culture for a while. But I definitely agree. I think it's really fascinating how language determines culture and how the words that you use can really shape your reality. So I thought that was really a fascinating insight. Thank you for sharing that, Vasanti. And I think getting our minds thinking about how we speak and how we think.
yes, because what we speak goes into the ear, goes into the body cells, right? So it goes into the mind. So we have to be very conscious. So it took me a long time. Yes, I agree, Joy, it'll take. But when I learned about this many years ago, I made a conscious effort, right? So when you say, when you're with a group of friends who are like-minded, and when somebody says, I'm sad, then we all pick up and we help one another. So that's another way of doing it, getting with the right group of people.
Okay, so perhaps this is a culture that we can cultivate in the She Network community. It's amazing how this is a stress management session and it turned out to be a debate discussion on linguistics. So because everything in life is so interrelated, and that is the heart of Ayurveda, if my teacher would correct me if I'm wrong.
We
So
call it.
really, yes, the holistic way of living and living in harmony with nature and with one another. So let's
Mm.
build this nurturing environment in Shinawa. And I think we're already off in a very good start with the massage. I think like I was just thinking how Carol's beautifying massage can slide into this stress management, alternate nostril breathing that Vasante is sharing with us, and that already make like a very relaxing, empowering me time for ourselves that women are badly in need of in general, because we just spend so much time serving others and we don't have that self-care. So I'm very happy that we started our launch day with Carol's session and Prasanti's session. I think we're off on a very good start for the most slightly heavy duty rest of the afternoon with the research findings. So thank you so much, Prasanti, for this session and with all these very practical well-being tips. So now, ladies, let's end this session with our Wonder Woman pose. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for watching, ladies. And my dear she's, don't leave, don't go anywhere except for a quick toilet break, because coming up at 6 o'clock we have Dr. Vino, our in-house expert for women's welfare, and she will share with us some of her research insights on women's welfare. So stay tuned. See you back here at 6 p.m. And remember to invite more girlfriends, join the She community. Catch you, dear She's, later. Bye.
Bye.